I see quite possibly the most conspicuous names on the planet must be imprint Zuckerberg, the well-known maker of Facebook, also the eighth most extravagant man on the planet starting at 2020. He has been perceived as one of the most powerful individuals of the current age and furthermore has given a great deal of cash towards significant foundations alongside other tech business visionaries like Charge Doors. Today we'll be discussing how Zuckerberg made his fortune, furthermore how he spends it in extravagances, noble cause and to accomplish individual dreams. Welcome to Nine-Figure Life, your place for everyday inspiration and motivation in the event that you need to be. Important for our giveaway, make a point to leave a like, buy-in and remark the shrouded message. We know Zuckerberg as the rich maker of Facebook, in spite of the fact that there are other lesser-known realities about imprint Zuckerberg that in the end assisted him with making Facebook. Furthermore, his other undertakings, like his normal ability for coding and programming. Mark figured out how to code from an extremely youthful age. He took in coding from his initial youth days as his dad gave him. In addition to the fakers as a birthday blessing also. From that point he went into the world of coding. His dad additionally got a coach for imprint to show him his coding abilities also. His coach immediately understood that he was showing a virtuoso. The guide programming engineer David Newman conceded that it immediately became hard to remain in front of his student, alluding to him as a wonder. His assessed total assets is as of now $82.6 billion. Regardless of his billions, Zuckerberg doesn't have a preference for extravagance, particularly with regards to vehicles, garments. What's more, travel. It appears as though this is a pattern normal with other tech business people. Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk charge entryways, and different very rich people don't generally think that much about extravagance, notwithstanding others with lower net worths mindful particularly about appearances in purchasing costly stuff. He does anyway have a partiality for building up his land portfolio toward the day's end. Regardless of how much Zuckerberg spends in extravagances or things that don't generally bode well, it is difficult for him to lose all of his cash while he's alive, since he makes a lot in one moment. His total assets is significantly higher than a few nations' gross domestic product consolidated. Zuckerberg's total assets is more noteworthy than the consolidated gross homegrown result of Jordan, Nicaragua and Barbados, and he procures considerably more than that on his own. Jordan's gross domestic product is about $46.9 billion. Nicaragua's is $15.4 billion also. Barbados is $5.5 billion. In 2018, Zuckerberg procured generally $1.7 million an hour. It took Zuckerberg not exactly in 90 minutes to procure what the normal American man with a 4-year certification will procure in his lifetime, $2.2 million, despite the fact that amusingly Zuckerberg exited school. Indeed, in under 2 minutes Zuckerberg makes the stuff the full-time middle U.S. laborer a year to procure $48,328, which is the reason he's so rich. The last nail in the casket we will give as a measurement is likely the most disturbing one of them all. Zuckerberg could give each and every living individual in the U.S. $100 also. Still have the greater part of his $82.6 billion total assets left over. Imprint Zuckerberg can permit himself to live off a yearly compensation of $1. He recently made a detailed $770,000 from his Facebook pay and rewards, yet he sliced his compensation to its current rate in 2013. That implies a tremendous lump of his abundance is attached to Facebook stock, of which he claims a considerable amount of. We should talk somewhat about how he spends his fortune in foundations and business adventures across the world. We should start by speaking somewhat about his land portfolio, as notwithstanding his thrifty way of life, Zuckerberg appreciates purchasing a great deal of land. He bought the Ballpark neighborhood home in May 2011 for $7 million. He likewise dropped more than $59 million on two contiguous Lake Tahoe properties and furthermore claims properties in Palo Alto, San Francisco. Furthermore, his very own island. Better believe it, you heard us totally right. He likewise possesses a significant large part of land in Kauaian Island in Hawaii. In 2014, Zuckerberg bought a 750 section of land property on the north shore of the Hawaiian island of Kauai. The buyer incorporates two isolated packages, the Kahuaina Estate, a 357 section of land, previous Sugar STIC.